Habibi, come to Dubai. No, Dubai, come to The Hague. The UAE is complicit in genocide and nobody bats an eye. No wonder they fully support Israel's genocide of Palestinians. Because the UAE has been supportive and benefiting from the genocide and humanitarian crisis in Sudan. Just yesterday, an entire Sudanese village was completely wiped off the map. 500 men were killed by RSF soldiers. And the women? The women have been resorting to suicide to protect themselves from SA and grape. This is one of the deadliest events in the entire 18 months of war in Sudan, and the mainstream media aren't reporting on it at all. And the UAE supports it and finances it for the sole purpose of stealing the country's natural resources. Nearly 1 million people are at risk of starvation, and 10 million have been displaced. We should be looking to stop genocide in all areas of the world. Pay attention to Sudan.
I don't think Sudan's been talked about enough, because I think African pain and African suffering has been normalised. When people think Africa, they do think war, they think famine, they think starvation. So it's almost like, oh, this is normal for them, when it really, really shouldn't be. I think people are desensitised to what's happening in Africa, because it's been happening for years and years and years. And I think that politicians are purposely ignoring it. This isn't normal for us, this isn't normal for anyone, and people shouldn't be desensitised for the pain and suffering of African people.
It's one of the deadliest current conflicts on earth. More people have died in Sudan's war than in Gaza or Ukraine this year combined. The next global battles won't be for oil in the Middle East. They'll be for minerals in Africa. This proxy war is reshaping Africa's map and nobody's watching. 150,000 people gone, but barely a headline, barely a hashtag. 12 million displaced. 3.5 million fled across borders. This war didn't just start out of nowhere. For years, Sudan was run by a dictator who gave weapons to violent groups and allowed them to attack innocent people, especially in a region called Darfur. People pushed him out in 2019, but the powerful guys with the weapons stayed. Two sides, the army and the RSF, hated each other. And then in 2023, they started fighting for control. Now, millions of lives are caught in the middle. These are not numbers, these are people. The 12-day conflict between Israel and Iran resulted in less than 700 deaths. Also, humans, people. But the scale of what's happening in Sudan is extraordinary, and people don't even know about it. But you should know, because now it's a proxy war. A proxy war is when outside powers fight through local forces without actually stepping onto the battlefield themselves. The UAE funds one side, Russia trains them, and Egypt backs the other. All fighting over gold and power. Sudan is the battlefield, but the war isn't just theirs. Geographically, Sudan sits on a critical trade route, and its gold funds warlords. And now its collapse is already spilling into neighboring countries. Do you really think world leaders don't know about this? The media doesn't know? Silence is a choice. But personally, I'm not wired to look away. I can't pretend this isn't happening. Wars don't just happen. There are always systems behind them, and always people who benefit from silence. What's happening is Africa is being fought over, not because it's broken, because it's rich in gold, oil, power. I'm here to tell these stories clearly, humanely, and from the global south. I want to make it as easy as possible for you to understand what's happening in the world, because there's a lot going on, and most of it doesn't even make the headlines. 150,000 deaths is staggeringly high.
We need to talk about what is happening in Sudan. So between the 12th and the 14th of July, the RSF forces executed between 300 to 450 civilians. Let me tell you exactly what they did. They went into these villages. They dragged people out of their homes, execution style, lined them up and shot them. They burnt people in their homes. This is going on all over Sudan, and the RSF is funded by the UAE. So when you go to Dubai on your swanky holidays, this is what you are funding: the mass displacement, starvation, and murder of our Sudanese brothers and sisters. So yes, we stand behind Palestine, but we also stand behind Sudan, Congo, and any other oppressed people in the world. We need to be talking about this. Imagine up to 450 people dragged out of their homes, shot or burnt alive. And don't even make me start on the rapes. Do you not remember last year that 130 women committed suicide rather than face the gang rapes by the RSF? They are raping females as young as 9. It is gang rape done by military troops. Could you even just imagine? So this is what is going on in Sudan, and we need to keep our eyes on there too. We need to be talking about this. Solidarity crosses all boundaries of religion, color, race, nationality.